I'm not afraid to say that the overworld is the main dimension in Minecraft. We spend a large amount of time playing there. Only from this dimension we're able to get to the end and nether. In this video, I have collected exactly 100 interesting and sometimes surprising facts about the overworld dimension. I strongly recommend watching my recent video 100 facts about nether. Well, it turns out that after this one, I have to make a video with 100 facts about the end dimension. Let's start with mathematics. The overworld in Minecraft is not infinite after all. Its size reaches 30 million blocks in each direction. Without intervention of commands, it's impossible to live beyond the border of the world. The player will constantly take damage. If you count all the possible blocks that can be generated in the world of Minecraft, we get 921.6 tens of a quadrillion blocks. Oh my god. That's 9,216 times 10 to the 17th power. The overworld is the only place that is created instantly after the player creates a new world. Nether and End will not be generated until the player first travels to these dimensions. There are over 18 quintillion possible worlds in Minecraft. That's a total of 18 zeros. That seems like an extremely large number to me. Minecraft generates these worlds using randomness and algorithms. When we create a world, we see a rather nice world creation animation every time. If your computer is quite weak, this may take longer to complete the loading. It all depends on the performance of your computer. In fact, this animation is different every time. It visualizes the loading and generation of chunks in the size of 43 by 43 pieces. These are the initial chunks that the game generates for the player. In fact, all the colors of the world loading and uploading animation are not just random. Each color is responsible for an action, object, biome, and world structure. I'm not telling you all the details about each color, you can watch everything in the video yourself. I'll add that some colors may not appear during generation because the game calculates them too quickly. Biomes in the overworld are generated based on 6 parameters: temperature, humidity, continentality, erosion, strangeness, and depth. There's no point in telling you about each one, this is a topic for a separate video, how the world of Minecraft is generated. But in general, it looks like this. The game takes these maps as a basis and creates biomes from them. By the time of making this video, there's 64 different biomes in Java Minecraft. 5 in the Nether, 5 in the End, and 54 in the overworld. In Bedrock edition of the game, there are 86 in total. 53 in the overworld, 5 in the Nether, and just 1 in the End. And there are also 27 biomes that the game does not use. All biomes can be divided into 8 categories. Non-land biomes are mainly oceans. Highland biomes are biomes with higher Y levels. Woodland biomes are rich in plants, a variety of trees, flowers, and grasses. Wetland biomes have rivers, swamps, and beaches. Flatland biomes. These biomes have flat terrain. And also arid land biomes, cave biomes, and void. There's basically no need to explain anything here. One block is the size of the smallest biome ever generated in Minecraft. This is actually a bug in the world generator, which the developers will never fix. They have officially announced this on the bug tracker. The developers removed from Java Minecraft exactly 5 biomes: tundra, rainforest, seasonal forest, ice desert, and shrubbery. The first officially added biome in Minecraft was called winter mode. Technically, it's a type of map in alpha version 1.0.4, but essentially it's the first biome. It was constantly snowing. Finding sugar canes in this biome was a very rare thing, because the water is constantly frozen and turned into ice, and the number of passive mobs was dramatically reduced. Starting with the version 1.18, the same seed for Java in Bedrock edition of the game will generate a world with the same shape of relief and biome map, but the locations of ores, structures, and caves can be very different. Many different structures are generated in the overworld. Each player can disable this option when creating the world. But even with the generation of structures turned off, monster rooms and desert wells will be generated in the overworld. By the time of making this video, the overworld has exactly 18 structures. I mean, types of structures. I didn't count the subtypes. For example, a village counts as one structure, but it has 5 subtypes. Alright, I lied about the monster rooms and desert wells a little bit, but just a little bit. The game actually divides structures into 2 types: structures and structure-like features. These include monster rooms, desert wells, bonus chest, coral reef, forest rock, geode, fossil remains, iceberg, ice spikes, piles, and discs. And all these things cannot be turned off. During 15 years of Minecraft development, only 6 structures have been removed from the game: the brick pyramid, starter house, house, nether spire, obsidian wall, monolith, and glass pillar. The last two structures appeared in the game by accident, so to speak. Starting with the version 1.8 bountiful update and ending with the version 1.21, the developers consistently add one structure to the game. In some updates they add several at once. Perhaps in version 1.22 another one will be added, but by the time of making this video, the subject of the next update is not revealed yet. The exception was version 1.12. Unfortunately, nothing was added there. By now, Overworld is home to 62 mobs, 27 passive mobs, 15 neutral mobs, and 20 hostile mobs. So far, there are 122 achievements available in the game, and 10 of them can be completed exclusively in the Overworld. Adventuring Time, I Spy, Feels Like Home, The Sound of Music, Star Trader, Subspace Bubble, Surge Protector, Sweet Dreams, Uneasy Alliance, and very frightening. We all know about the horizontal border of the world, which is generated at the 30 millionth block. But what about the vertical one? After all, we can get there without commands. In fact, it exists too, but unfortunately it's not visually displayed. A player can teleport himself to a 20 millionth Y block using commands, but there's no way to get above. The game does not allow this, even if you use the NBT editor. At the same time, you can just go up using creative mode, but after restarting, the game teleports you back to the 20 millionth Y block. Spiders can easily climb the horizontal border of the world and continue climbing up infinitely long. It looks quite funny, of course, but in general, they will not be able to pass through the border. Traveling from one border to another by using a minecart, which moves exclusively on powered rails, will take about 35.5 days. For this, the player will need 723 double chests with gold blocks, and 135 double chests with blocks of wood, which will be needed for redstone torches and sticks. All the rails ready to be placed will fit into 17,361 double chests. Beyond the border of the overworld, friendly, hostile, and neutral mobs cannot spawn, even if a monster room is generated there. Let's finish the story with the overworld border, and here's the last fact for today. There are actually two borders in Minecraft, visible and invisible. The first one can be noticed, they're blue stripes, and the second one is located exactly one chunk away from it. Flying over this border even in the spectator mode is impossible. The overworld in the old console editions was extremely limited. It was divided into four types: classic, 864 by 864 blocks; small, 1024 by 1024; medium, 3072 by 3072 blocks; and large, 5120 by 5120. They're special, let's call them broken seeds of the world. By using such seeds, the map generator could create looped caves that extended along a certain side of the coordinates. It looks very nice, but of course it's a bug that the developers had to fix, but it's still in the game. In addition to broken seeds, there are also shadow seeds. To be precise, they existed before version 1.18. Roughly speaking, every seed in Minecraft had its twin brother. The placement and borders of biomes were identical, but the location of structures and everything else wasn't. It may sound weird, but the rain and snow in the overworld do not fall from the clouds. This is easily verified by climbing to the top. Although Notch stated that during a thunderstorm, the gray sky is like a second layer of clouds, from which the rain falls. Based on the commands of Minecraft, snow does not exist in the game. When we write the command /weather, in the list we have a choice between thunderstorm and rain. In the game, you cannot turn on rain only or snow only. Lightning in Minecraft does not have a texture. Yeah, this phenomenon is actually done by using the code directly in the game engine to make lightning as realistic as possible. Helen Zbechlish, former community manager at Mojang, shared information about the weather update on Twitter. As it turns out, there's a document that describes the design of how to properly redesign the weather system from a scientific point of view. She was developing this document herself. Should we expect a weather update? Probably. You probably haven't noticed, but some villagers in the village hide in their houses during a thunderstorm as if it were nighttime. That's because thunderstorms affect light levels. During this weather phenomenon, zombies can turn up. This works only on the Bedrock edition of the game. During rain in Minecraft, the fire created by lava or flint and steel will be put out a few seconds after appearing. The same applies to an arrow shot from a bow with flame enchantments. It's also noteworthy that rain will not be able to put out a fire that burns on the netherrack block. I think you know that Enderman, snow golems, and blazes don't like rain. They can won't die from it. The same goes for Strider. He's afraid of water and consequently, he's afraid of rain. All dry farmlands during a pouring rain will be completely moisturized. Even if there's no water source, the rain will keep the farmlands dry and your crops will continue to grow. Don't forget that during rain or snowfall, all cauldrons within the radius of render distance will be filled with water or powder snow respectively. It really takes a long time. During a snowfall in the Bedrock edition of the game, the leaves become white, and the snow is layered on top of the leaves. If the player destroys these leaves, the snow will not disappear but will fall to the ground. When it rains, tridents with impaling enchantments deal increased damage to all creatures on land. Again, this only works on Bedrock. If a player destroys a turtle with the channeling enchantment during a thunderstorm, only a bowl will be left after it disappears. Players reported this on the bug tracker, but the developer said it's not a bug. It works as it should. There's a hidden mechanics of crop growth in Minecraft. To make them grow faster, you need to plant them in a row and skip one block. This way your crops will grow much faster. If you have trouble navigating the terrain and for some reason the debug menu does not work, you can navigate by clouds. They always move towards west. We can say that there's another mini dimension in the overworld. Its name is the Void. Yeah, you don't need a portal to get there, but you'll have to destroy the bedrock. Nothing exists in the Void and cannot be generated. I should add that this place appears in other dimensions as well. Every mob or player that falls into the Void will take 2 damage hearts every half a second until they die. Wither, though, will still get 2 hearts of life per each game tick, which is approximately 0.5 hundredths of a second. The only mob that can stay in the Void is the Ender Dragon. It takes no damage and can fly in peace in this mysterious place. Before the bountiful update, a very beautiful and perhaps even a bit frightening fog could be found in the Void. It began to be generated below the 17th level of Y. The fog was dark and black particles were emanating from it. In the combat update, it was removed from the game because of performance issues. There's such a thing as erosion in the overworld. From time to time, the world generator, rather than creating sand or dirt, it leaves the place empty instead, as if creating this erosion. So it's not a bug, it occurs extremely rarely, and since version 1.21, it can be found only in the frozen ocean or deep frozen ocean. There's also such a thing as stripes. These are long stripes of special blocks in certain biomes. For example, in the Stony Shore biome, you can find stripes of gravel. In stony peaks, there's stripes of calcite. In frozen peaks, there's blue ice, and so on. The world of Minecraft is made up of chunks. One chunk is 16 by 16 by 384 blocks. If the entire chunk is filled with blocks, we get a number 98,304 blocks. Of course, so many blocks cannot be generated in one chunk, but don't forget about the air and terrain. In the overworld, there's such a concept as a spawn chunk. This is a special area in which the chunks are never unloaded. So life is in full swing there, and if you build a farm there, it will continue to work no matter what. They're located exactly where the player first appeared. In addition to spawn chunks, there are also slime chunks. It's a special type of chunks that generates an extremely high number of slimes, regardless of light level and weather conditions. They're mostly generated below the 40th level of Y. Approximately 0.1/10 of all existing overworld chunks are generated as slime chunks. There's a special overworld that can be created manually. It's called the Void. To do this, when creating a world, you should select the super flat world type, then customize it, and in the templates, select the Void option. This is a separate type of overworld dominated by the Void biome. There's nothing here but a stone platform 33 by 33 blocks, in the center of which there's a cobblestone. Mobs cannot spawn in this world, and weather is completely absent. Each biome in Minecraft has its own color. Leaves, sky, water, water fog, which we can see when we swim in it, as well as a grass block. It may not be so obvious, but sometimes the difference is very noticeable. Like for example, the color of water in a swamp, or for example in a warm ocean. For me, the color of the grass is very important. As I said before, it's different in every biome. The most important thing is that the brightest grass color is hidden. It can only be found by placing a block of grass in the mushroom biome. Only in this biome, grass can have such a color. The darkest color the player will find in the dark forest biome. With the help of resource packs, you can choose one grass color for almost all biomes. The first distribution of weather in Minecraft looked extremely primitive. live. Notch drew it literally in a few minutes in his office. Later, he transferred it directly into the game, and on this principle, rain and snow appeared in Minecraft. Then it was updated and finished. The highest point in Minecraft is located at 320 block on Y. On it, the player can easily rise using any solid blocks. Going higher is no longer possible. But with the help of Elytras, player can easily rise even higher, but unfortunately, you will not be able to place a block there. Lava lakes that are generated in the overworld is a naturally generated feature of the game. They can appear in any biome of the overworld, except Deep Dark. I'd like to point out that the generation of lakes near the forest, or right in it, is not a bug. The overworld is currently the only dimension in which there is a full-fledged cycle of day and night. Although if you move villagers to the end or nether, they'll still be aware when it's night and they should go to bed. By the way, beds do not explode. Time in Minecraft is 72 times faster than in a normal world. This is easy to check. A real day lasts 1,440 minutes, while the game day lasts only 20 minutes. By the way, 100 days in Minecraft equals 1 day, 9 hours and 20 minutes of real time. The maximum number of days that a player can live in Minecraft is 89,478 days. After that, the counter in the debug menu stops displaying the correct number of days. Days will stop being counted. In Minecraft, just like in real life, there are phases of the moon. There are 8 of them. Full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent, new moon, waxing crescent, first quarter, and waxing gibbous. The player can control the phases of the moon by using the command /time add an desired value. The number of slimes appearing in the swamps is proportional to the cycles of the moon. They are most numerous during the full moon, and they do not appear at all during the new moon. Note that this only applies to slimes from the swamps. Moon phase has no effect on slime chunks. The closer the moon to the full moon, the higher the chance that skeletons and zombies can pick up items and appear with weapons and armor. It also increases the chance that their gear will be enchanted, and if it's enchanted, the enchantment level will be higher. The full moon also gives spiders a better chance of appearing with random useful status effect, including invisibility. The effects are combined with local and general difficulty. During a full moon, 50% of all cats that appear around the world, and in particular in villages, will be colored black. One Minecraft lunar cycle from full moon to full moon takes exactly 2 hours and 40 minutes of real time. This means that you can go through approximately 9 lunar cycles in one real day. The pattern of stars is based on a particular seed of the world, but not the one you're playing. It's the same for everyone, exactly like the bedrock placement template. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west, just like in the real world. Therefore, you can use the location of the sun as a reference point for the size of the world. If the player is underwater or underground and looks at the sun, it looks the same as the sun at sunset. This is due to the way it's rendered when it's in the sky. Each dimension in Minecraft has its own special music. In the overworld, there are only 3 tracks playing underwater, while above water, there are 43 tracks. In addition to music, there are also ambient sounds. These are the ones that freak you out in the caves. They're also divided into 2 categories. Underwater, there's still 22 pieces, and cave, there are 23 pieces. I talked about them in more detail in this video. I recommend checking it out. There's one more kind of overworld. It's a super flat world. The developers first talked about it at the first nkin and presented it as a place not for survival but for various kinds of creative constructions. Although the super flat world was not intended for survival, you can still beat the game in it. To do this, when creating the world, you need to enable the option to generate structures. In this way, strongholds and villages will be spawned where you can find resources for the portal to Nether. And there, I think you know what happens next. In the Bedrock edition of the game, players unfortunately will not be able to beat flat Minecraft, all because there is no option to choose the generation of structures when creating the world. In this version, the world is actually designed for building. For the super flat mode of the game, there are as many as 9 different templates. Classic, Tunneler's Dream, Water World, Overworld, Snowy Kingdom, Bottomless Pit, Desert, Redstone Ready, and The Void. Each of these types has its own characteristics. Remember I said that stars have their own template from a certain seed, so here it is as simple as possible. 10842. It's from this seed that the game takes the template for the placement of all the stars. Stars, just like the lightning, have no texture of their own. They're just white small squares that can't flicker. Perhaps you don't need this information, but in the starry sky in Minecraft, there are exactly 780 stars. Use this info as you wish, surprise your friends. I'll tell you even more. Each of the 780 stars stars has its own location in the night sky. As you already know, they do not change and they're the same in every world, so you can easily give them names. I left the link to the list of all stars in the description. If we take the entire planet Earth, its area is 0.5 of a billion square kilometers. The area of a normal Minecraft world is 3.6 of a billion square kilometers. That makes a Minecraft world 7 times the size of our planet. As I said before, there are 18 quintillion possible worlds in Minecraft. If we take for comparison the Milky Way, which is the galaxy where the Earth and the Sun are located, there are about 100 billion planets in it. Assuming the one Minecraft world is one planet, we would need 180 million Milky Ways to accommodate them. If the player can completely generate the entire Minecraft world, the folder with this world will take up 97,000 terabytes. For general understanding, the largest disk at the moment can store only 100 terabytes. I think many of you know about shipwrecks. There are tons of them in Minecraft. Sometimes in them you can find a treasure map. It can lead to a chest. So, to quickly find the treasure, you need to stand near the X icon. Open the debug menu and stand on the coordinates of the chunk 909 and start digging. Cacti in the overworld can reach unthinkable sizes when generated. At the moment, the tallest cactus that could be found reaches 23 blocks in height. I've already told you about how to navigate by the stars and the sun, but I forgot to tell you about sunflowers. They always face east. Lava in the overworld spreads extremely slowly, 1 block per second, whereas in the nether, its speed of spreading is 1 block in half a second. Sometimes during a thunderstorm, lightning can strike Creeper and he'll become charged. It is possible for the player himself to direct lightning at this mob with his trident. But most importantly, if you throw any potion into him and blow up, then at the spot of explosion there'll be a fog from the lingering potion. We can say that in Minecraft, they're officially natural farms, like the snow farm. That's right, being in a snow biome during a snowfall, we get an unimaginable amount of snowballs. If you've been playing Minecraft for a long time, a really long time, you've caught those times when the invisible barrier in the game was called adminium. Players called it that way. Notch even wanted to give the bedrock the name adminium. There's another overworld variant, a debug world, which is a type of world used for testing block models and textures. This mod is useful for resource pack creators. To get to it, when creating a world, in the world type section you need to select debug mode, with the Alt key held down. In the overworld, the player can find a special feature, a spring. Often it's a single source of lava or water that flows out of the mountain. This is not a world generation error. It's a natural outflow of underground water to the world surface. The chance that a thunderstorm will start during a rain is extremely small, only 1.44%. In the overworld, you can find abandoned villages, also called zombie villages. The chance of encountering this type of village is only 2%, but for some reason they're always much larger than normal villages with living villagers. In addition to pillagers raiding a village, there's another, let's say, secret event: Zombie Siege. When there are 20 beds in the village, at midnight or during a thunderstorm, there's a 10% chance that a zombie siege will begin. You'll notice this by the giant crowd of zombies that are heading towards your village. Each dimension in Minecraft has its own ID. The overworld is 0, the end is 1, and the nether is -1. In the overworld, you can find exactly 13 different types of ruined portals, 3 giant ones and 10 regular ones. When generating a world, a regular portal has a 5% chance of becoming a giant portal. The speed of minecarts in Minecraft depends on whether it's empty or not. If there is a player in it, it moves noticeably slower than when it's empty, even on powered rails. Initially, the building limit of the world in Minecraft was only 64 blocks. It was then increased to 128. In version 1.2.1, the limit was raised to 256 blocks, and currently the last increase was in version 1.18, starting at -64 and as much as 320 blocks. Almost all structures that are generated in the overworld often bypass the deep dark biome. Only the ancient city can be generated there. One of the trail ruin structures is 2 blocks of coal and brick stairs. This is a reference to the very structure we were first shown at Minecon. Whoa, that wasn't easy, but I got through it. Hopefully there were some facts in this video that you found out about for the first time. Write in the comments how many facts you didn't know and how many you did. I'd be interesting to read. I hope I deserve a like. While you're waiting for the new video, you can watch these. They're also very interesting. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and click on the notification bell. See you in the next one.